So in this session we are going to discuss about the while statement. The while statement or while loop is the same block of statement is executed in multiple times. That is called the iteration. That is called the looping. So looping means the single statement will execute multiple times based on the condition. That is called the looping. Here the first one, the while loop. While loop is nothing but the while. Here this is a syntax for while loop. So while the test expression, you have to return the test expression or the condition within the open and close bracket. So after the open and close parenthesis, you have to declare this block of statement. So this block of statement only will be execute in the several times based on this condition. So if this condition is true, this statement will execute. This condition is false, the corresponding statement will not execute and exit from the corresponding loop. And this is a pictorial representation of while loop. Here the first test condition, it's the initial step. The condition is checking. If the condition is true, the body of the loop will be execute. Again increment process with the same loop will execute. The same loop, the same condition will check again. So it is happened the several times. This is called the iteration. The same statement will execute multiple times based on the condition. If the condition is false, means it's automatically exit from the loop. So this is a pictorial representation of the while loop statement. And the first example here, I am going to print numbers from 1 to 5. I am just to print the numbers from 1 to 5. So this is a code, int main and int I equal to 1. So I am initialize the I value equal to 1 and enter into the while statement while of I less than or equal to 5. This is the condition. This is the condition. If this condition is true, this statement will execute. So based on this condition, the block of statement will execute. This is called the iteration. So here the first initialize the I value is 1. So 1 less than or equal to 5. 1 less than or equal to 5 means the corresponding condition is true, the block of statement will execute, because 1 less than or equal to 5 is true. Okay, next statement here, plus plus I or I plus plus. So that is a incremental step. Now the I value when meet this line, the I value will be 2. I plus 1. So the value is 2. Again go to check the condition. 2 less than or equal to 5. True. Again the number, this statement will execute. So till this iteration will executed, the corresponding I value is 6. Because when the I value is 5 less than or equal to 5, so this statement is execute and meet this condition, this statement. Now the I value is 5 plus 1, 6. So 6 less than or equal to 5, the condition is false. That time the corresponding statement is exit from the loop. Then that is the output for that. The next one, this is the second looping statement, do while loop. Actually the do while loop is also same statement will execute in the several time based on the condition only, but in the do while it is very similar to while loop. One main important difference is the body of the loop is executed at least once, even the condition is false. Even the condition is false, the body of the statement is executed at least one time. That is the main difference of while and do while. So here this is the syntax. This is the syntax for the do while statement. So do open and close brace. Here the statement, this is the body of the statement, and finally I am check the while condition. Finally the condition is checking. It's not checking in the beginning time. So it's a line by line execution. Always the programming is line by line execution. So this is a do, and do means this statement will execute. After that the condition will be checked. This is a structure of do while statement, right? So the flow chart, there is a graphical representation is, see the flow chart here, the body of the loop is a initiate, it is a first. After that only the corresponding condition will check. So this statement, this body of the loop is executed, then come to the condition. If condition is true, again the body of the statement is executed. Right? So finally, if the condition is false, it is exit from the loop. So this is the structure of do while loop. The structure of do while loop. See the difference. And the example program for do while statement. Here I am declare double number sum equal to 0 and initiate the value do and print of enter the number and scan of. Here I am going to get the value from user and perform the sum operation. Sum plus equal to number means sum equal to sum plus number. This is a short form. Actually this is a short form. Sum plus equal to number, that means sum equal to sum plus number. That is a short form of this execution. And finally check the condition. Here the check the condition while statement, while number not equal to 0.0. So when the corresponding looping is stopped, the number should not, or the corresponding number is not equal to 0. If the number is 0 means this execution will be stopped. The number is 0 means it is executed because the condition is false. So automatically this execution will stop. Before that the process will, iteration process will executed in the several times. Finally print the sum value. So this is execution. First the value, enter the value. I am giving the value here. Here the output I am giving the first value 1.5. Actually the 1.5 will execute. 1.5 will calculate of sum and check the condition. 1.5 not equal to 0.0. Yes, 1.5 is not equal to 0.0. So the condition is true. Again go to the loop and enter the next number. So similarly and again the next number. This is also not equal to 0. This is also not equal to 0. This is also not equal to 0. Then finally I give the value of 0. When I am giving the value of 0, this execution will stop and final sum value will be print. So the final sum value means the addition of the previous value will be print as a sum value. So this is a do while statement execution. Do while statement execution. Okay, and so here the again the difference. What is the main difference between while and do while? Here the diagrammatic representation start. It's initially check the condition. In the while statement initially check the condition. After that go to the statement. But in the do while statement it started with the statement. It's executed. Then check the condition. This is a post testing. It is a pre-testing. Pre-test loop, post-test loop. Right? So this is the main difference between while and do while. Okay. And what are the other difference between while and do while? So the condition is checked first. Yes, the while statement, the corresponding condition is checked first. In the do while statement is executed at least once, even the corresponding condition is false. If the condition is false, that time also the corresponding this condition will execute minimum 1 times. So that is the first difference. And it might occur the statement is executed 0 times. The condition is false means it will not enter in the while statement. But if the condition is false, the statement will execute at least 1 time. And the very important difference is no semicolon at end of the while. In the while statement, no semicolon. Here, see the while condition, while statement. This is a while statement. So this is the example of while statement. While I less than or equal to 5. I am not mentioned any semicolon at the end of the while statement. But in the do while statement, there is a do while statement. The example of do while statement, I should end with the semicolon. This is a very important notable difference of while and do while. When you write the do while statement, it started from do and the block of statement is declared within the open and close parenthesis, and finally write the condition is while. then ended with the semicolon. So this is a format in the do while statement. And the next thing here, if there is a single statement, the bracket is not required. If I am declaring any single statement, means in the while bracket is not required, but its bracket always required to declare the statements. So the bracket is always required, and the variable in the condition is initialized before its execution of loop. So always the variable should be declared or initialized in the while statement. But in the do while statement, you can declare the variable at the end or start the while loop. Before start the while loop, you can declare the corresponding variable. That is acceptable. The difference of while and do while. And the next while loop is a entry controlled. Yes, it's a entry controlled, it's a exit controlled. That is a pre-test to post-test method. This is a syntax for while statement. This is a syntax for do while statement. So these are the difference between while and do while. And another one sample program for while and do while. Here I am going to multiply the two numbers. So scanner get the number from user and A and B while I less than B. I value actually is 0. So the 0 value, it start from 0 value. 0 plus what is the value of A is the first value of A. So this is a multiply. Multiply operation is performed in the addition operation. I am not directly multiply the two numbers. I am multiply the two numbers using the while loop. C equal to C plus A. C value initially is 0. The A value is a user defined value, and the next time I plus plus, again check. So this is a process to execute the multiple of two numbers using the while loop. In the same program, I am written in the do while statement. Here do C equal to C plus A. So this is I am declare the corresponding statement in the do while. That is a do statement. Then finally I check the condition I less than B. So see here I am using the semicolon to end the corresponding looping statement. So this is a example of while and do while for the same program, right? And the next is a very important looping statement. This is a for loop. So for loop is nothing but it is also is a iteration process, but the structure of the for loop is different. So this is a syntax for loop: for and initialized, then the condition, then the increment value. This is a structure of for loop. Here you have to initialize the corresponding variables and check the condition, test the condition. If the condition is true, the body of the loop is executed and the update expression will execute. Update expression means the increment value. So it is process ICI method, initialize, condition and increment method. If the condition is false, means it will automatically exit from the loop. So in the diagrammatic representation or operation of the for loop, okay, just I am open the another window for the for loop condition. Various forms for loop. So the for loop. So the for loop is nothing but this is a structure. This is a structure of for loop. Here the for loop structure means here this is a structure as include and the value of int main. Here the int main value and int I for I equal to 1 and I less than equal to 11 plus I. This is a structure of for loop. Actually this is an example. For loop is started for, then it is a initialization and it is a condition and it is a increment value. So this is executed in the Z manner. For example, here see the example. Just written the word here for loop for. So the looping size, so the 28, the for loop structure, I am just to type the for loop for of here the increment, sorry, the initialization and the condition checking and finally the increment, so it is processed as with the ICI method. It is a ICI method. Here I can write the block of statement. Here I am writing the block of statement. It is a initialization process. Initialization means int I value I equal to 0. That is a initialization. First I. This is a condition. So I less than 10. I less than 10 is a condition process. I less than 10, then I plus plus. This is the increment statement. So this is a structure of for loop. This is a structure of for loop, the normal structure of the for loop, and so it is also the looping statement. The same statement will executed multiple times based on the condition. So and it is already told this is a ICI method. The initialization and the condition checking and the increment, ICI format. And also the for loop will execute in the Z type of execution method. So what is Z type of execution method? See, the Z type means it is started from here. It is started from the initialization. It is the initialization and immediately check the condition. That is check the condition here check the condition. If the condition is true, if this condition is true, immediately enter into the statement, immediately enter into the block of statement. Here I can write any block of statement. This statement will execute, and finally then it will go to the corresponding incremental state. It is a incremental state. After that, after execute this statement, it's moved to the incremental state. Here this is the incremental state, right? So this is the incremental state, means it is working as a Z shape. It is working as a Z shape method. So only I told the for loop will execute in the Z shape method. And ICI you can remember the format or declaration of method. First you have to declare the initialization, and next is a condition checking, then next is a increment method. And how it is work means it is started from the initialization, and next immediately check the condition. If the condition is true, it will not go to the increment step, it will enter into the statement, and the block of statement is worked, then go to the increment, again check the condition and enter the statement, again go to the increment, again check the condition and execute the statement, again go to the increment itself. So when the corresponding this condition is false, this corresponding condition is false, that time only the entire loop will be stopped. So every time the corresponding I value will be increment. So I value be increment means the condition is also, it is different. For first time the I value is 1, second time I value is 2, then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So how many times it's work? Till the value is 9, till the I value is 9. So that time that is a iteration of the looping method. Then it is a for loop structure. This is a for loop structure. Then come to the PDF. Here this is an example, right? So for I equal to 0, already I told there is a ICI method. I equal to 1, it is a initialization, first I, then condition checking, that is a C, again increment, either it's a plus plus I or I plus plus, the value is equal. So I equal to 1, I less than 11, what is the first condition is true, because 1 less than 11 is condition is true. Then enter into the statement, first time 1 will be print. Then again go to the incremental step, because it's working z shape, so it's go to the incremental step. Now the I value is increment 2, again it will print. Again 3, the condition is true, will print. 4 will print, 5 will be print, and 7, 8, 9, 10 will be print, and go to the increment. Now the value is 11, the condition is 11 less than 11, so condition is false. If false means it's exit from the corresponding loop. So this is the structure and the working principle of the for loop, right? So you should remember the initialization structure will here, and the condition checking and the incremental step. So after that you can declare the block of statement within the open and close parenthesis. So this is an example of for loop. And the second example here, int number count comma sum equal to 0, enter a positive integer. Some one positive integer will be given here, and come to this for loop. It's a initialization, condition checking and incremental, right? So how many times it's working? Till the corresponding this statement will be false. Whenever the condition, this condition is true, the block of statement will execute. The corresponding block of statement will execute. So continuously it will work. So it's based on the positive integer. It start from 1 to this positive integer. That is a process of for loop in C. This is a various form, very different format. So by using this method also I can declare the for loop. So what is the structure of for loop? For the initialize the number num equal to 10 and the condition ICI, then number less than 20. So this is a condition, and next is the incremental step. Always we have to write the incremental step I plus plus or plus plus I. But I am here declare num equal to num plus 1 instead of num plus plus. Instead of num plus plus, I am writing num equal to num plus 1. Actually the value is same. Num plus plus means the value increment by 1. Num equal to num plus 1 means the same value will increment by 1. So this is the first method to declare the for loop. And the second method, these are the various methods to declare the for loop. So when you see the program, it's not an error or the wrong declaration. Actually these are the correct declaration method also. Okay, the method 2 here, int num equal to 10. So first is a initialization. It is a initialization, but I am initialize the corresponding number before start the for loop. Before start the for loop, I give the blank space for the initialization variable. It is also the acceptable method. And you just note this 2 semicolon will appear within the bracket. That is the main structure. You give the 2 semicolon. The 2 semicolon is notable. So here I am just put the semicolon for the initialization and declare the variable before start the for loop. And this is a condition, then this is incremental step, normal num plus plus. So what is missing here? The initialization is missing, but I am initialize the corresponding variable before start the for loop. So this is the second method. And the third method is the for loop is num equal to 10 and num less than 20. I am not write the incremental step here. I just missed the incremental step here. Instead of that, I am declare the incremental step inside the body of the statement. Inside the statement, open and close parenthesis, I am declare here. So this is also one of the method to declare the for loop. You can declare here also num plus plus, because after execute the condition, already I told it is a Z shape method. So initialization, condition checking, then directly go to the incremental step. That incremental step will continue with the statement, continue with the next of the statement. So this is also one of the acceptable method to declare the for loop. And this is the fourth method. Here int num equal to 10. So the initialization before, okay, and the incremental is also declared here. Incremental step also declared here. I am just write the condition alone within the bracket of for loop. So the initialization is declared before and the incremental is declared inside the statement. I am just declare the corresponding condition. This is also one of the acceptable method in the for loop. Okay. So don't think this is a error or something statement is missing when you see the like this structure in anywhere. And the fifth method, you can write the incremental, not only the incremental, you can write the decremental also. So it is a initialization and condition checking IC, and it is a incremental or decremental, that is based on the corresponding problem statement or situation. Problem statement or situation you can write as a decrement also. So this is also one of the acceptable method in the for loop. And next we are going to see about the nested for loop. Nested for loop is nothing but it's like a nested if statement, a nested switch statement, like this. So the nested for loop, the one for loop is inbuilt with the another for loop is called the nested for loop. One for loop is inbuilt with the another one for loop. So this is a structure. This is a structure or the example of nested for loop. Here I am declare one for loop, the initialization. So int I equal to 0, I less than 2, I plus plus. Then after that this for loop here for int j equal to 0, j less than 4, j plus plus. Right, it is a two-dimensional array. Here I am declare the two for loop. So how it is work means, first initialize the value. Right, so I equal to 0, then check the condition. Condition 0 less than 2, yes, the condition is true. If true means it enter into the second for loop, because this is considered as block of statement. This is considered the block of statement within the open and close parenthesis. Instead of the statement alone, I am just to insert the another one for loop. So here the same initialization, j equal to 0 and j less than 4. Now this operation will execute. This operation will execute under the check the condition. The corresponding condition is checking, right? So if the condition is true, this statement will execute. This statement means I value and j value. What is the I value here? 0. What is the j value here? There is also 0. So 0 and 0 will be print. And the next it will not go to this I plus plus. After finished this for loop only, it will move to the I plus plus. So it's go to the j plus plus, next is j plus plus. So the value of j is 1 now, 1 less than 4, yeah, condition is true. So what is the I value now? Still the I value is 0 only, but the j value is changed as 1. So 0, 1. After that j plus plus 0, 2. After that j plus plus 0, 3. And after that 4. When the j value is 4, the condition is false. Then go to the corresponding incremental step. So the value of I is now 1. Now 1, again enter into the statement, the j equal to 0. Now the j value, I value is 1. So 1, 0. It is I value is 1 in the previous iteration, like the previous iteration. So I value is 1 and 0 and 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3. So this is a iteration and the execution process of the nested for loop. So this is the structure of nested for loop statement. It's a very important thing and important the for loop method. It is one of the very when you meet any complex problem, you have to use this nested for loop. Then only you can find the solution for any type of the complex problems. And so this is another one initialization method. Multiple initialization inside the for loop. Multiple initialization, I can declare the multiple initialization, like the nested for loop. I am using the 2 initialization, 2 condition, 2 incremental. I just declare this as a one statement, I equal to 1, j equal to 1. That is the initialization process. Then the condition is I less than 10 and j less than 10. So both condition is true means the corresponding statement will execute and go to the I plus plus j plus plus. So this is called the multiple initialization inside the for loop. So this is also is acceptable format for the for loop. So the multiple test condition is here. Here I am declare the one of the example of multiple test condition. Int I comma j for I equal to 1, j equal to 1, I less than 3 or j less than 5. Either the one, actually I am using the or statement. Or mean either the one condition is true, this statement will execute. So this is called the I less than 3 and j less than 5. So if the value is, this value is true, means this statement execute. If this condition is true, means this statement is executed. So this is a multiple declaration of the test condition in the for loop. Thank you.